So welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom. Taking a look at the new premium on the block, which is this thing, the TURÁN III Prototypus, whatever that means. I'm sure somebody will know. This is in the game as a German TF5 medium tank premium. However, it is actually Hungarian. Yeah, it plays into the guys, I guess, from that part of the world who will be interested in getting a tank from their own nationality. For the rest of us, it's just German. It sits in the German tree. So, how much does it cost? It's you can buy the tank on its own with just a garage slot and a 50% crew for £6.51 or €8.10, which isn't too much at all, but it is just a tier 5 after all. The other option is to go for one of the packages that they sell, and that has the tank, garage slot, 50% crew again, 3,500 gold, and then 20 personal reserves of ×2 crew experience. And they come out at £16.08 or just under €20, 19.99. So that's your options basically with this thing. So what do you get apart from a fairly ugly looking tank? And the other thing to say about this package, or this tank, they are saying it's only available for 5 days. So it's the 12th today, that will take you through to the 17th. I would imagine, as is the case often with World of Tanks, they say that's what you're going to get, and it reappears as a special offer somewhere down the track. But at the moment, that's all we know about. It's taken Europe quite a long time to get this tank. The American servers had it for about a week, I think. I don't know why that is, but American server seems to get better deals than Europe. So let's have a quick look at it. 570 hit points is on the lower end of hit points of a tier 5 tank, a tier 5 medium for sure. If we look at the Matilda 4 Russian tier 5 has 610. The T25, the German medium that's no longer available, I don't think, is also 610. The M4 improved is actually much lower, 480. Hadn't realised that was so much lower. Black Prince 610. So 570 is a little on the low side, but is not as bad as the M4 improved. It weighs 20 tons, which is moderately heavy. Has an engine power of 260 horsepower, which gives it a 40 kph speed, which is okay. I mean, these are tier 5 vehicles, and 40 is pretty alright for a medium. 34 degrees per second traverse, which is likewise okay. So let's have a look at this in terms of the armour. Hull armour is pretty poor. It's 50mm at the front, and look at that, that's pretty flat. That lower plate is just inviting. It's got like a target written there to be hit, and there's virtually no sloping. This front panel here looks like it's really well armoured, but it's not, and you get penned through that, and it's flat. The side 25 and 25 at the rear. Now I took a hit from a Panzer IV firing a derp gun through the side here. It killed 3 of my crew, knocked out 2 modules, and took me down to about 65 HP. And that's the risk you take in this tank. If you get hit in the side, especially with HE, good night Vienna. So yeah, not good. 50, 25 and 25. Turret is a mixed bag. So apart from the fact it looks god awful, look at that thing. The front of the turret will bounce shots, 75mm on there. That gun mantle's pretty big. There's a fair bit of sloping up here. Now I'm not sure about this commander's hatch. I haven't been penned through it, but then frankly I get hit everywhere else, so you don't really need to worry about that. But I have bounced a few shots off the front of this turret. 75 is okay at this tier. but it's only 35 on the side and the rear, and they are flat. So doesn't look too hot in terms of armor, that's for sure. What about its gun? So it carries this 75mm gun, which when I saw on the previews of this, and when I saw the tank sitting, I saw the I can't remember, one of the YouTubers did a video of it, and I thought 75mm looks a really nice gun. And on the paper it appears to be. I don't know whether I've just been incredibly unlucky, but I've had a hell of a job penning anything with this gun. 15 rounds per minute is very good. 113 penetration with standard rounds. But when I'm firing it, for some reason I just have no luck at all penning. I've had games, and you'll see them, I see at least one of them I think, where I'm penetrating less than 25% of my shots. So that's not good. 160 for APCR, which is, yeah, it's okay, and 35 for HE. Average damage is 110, 110 and 175. So that's not too bad. I mean, that's fairly standard at this sort of tier. 0.39 dispersion, and it feels worse than that. Firing at distance, I've noticed there is very, very poor accuracy. And 2.2 aim time, I don't know, it feels a lot worse than that. Let's have a look at the T25's gun by comparison. See, that aim time is apparently worse, but when I played it, when I've played the TURÁN, I found it really slow to aim in. Maybe it's the complete lack of armor that just means you don't want to be sitting there any longer than you have to. Yeah, I found the gun a little lackluster, which surprised me. One of the good things about this vehicle, however, is its view range. Base view range on this is 330 meters, which for a tier 5 medium is pretty darn good. And I put coated optics on it, and the best games I've had so far in this tank have been in higher tier games, tier 7 matches, because of course it doesn't get premium matchmaking. But I've had really good games where I've actually done virtually no damage and just done lots of spotting assistance. And that's got me second class masteries. Twice I've got second class mastery and done less than 300 damage in a tier 7 game just by lighting up the enemy team. And I think that's what you have to be realistic when you're taking a tier 5 out. When you come up against tier 7s, it's going to be really hard to do much against their tier 7s, so you've got to look for targets you can hit, so the lower tier ones in their team, and also use your advantages, and the advantages you have in this thing is its view range. So I have to say, in all honesty, I've been really disappointed by this tank. The other one thing I must say before I get onto the disappointment is its ammo count. 25, 32 rounds, and even on a bog standard game, and I haven't had any spectacular games in this yet, I've been running very low on ammo, and that's a concern. When you've got a tank that fires at 15 rounds per minute, and you've only got 32 rounds on board, 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes, you've expended every shot in the tank. My maths is right, and that's a little concerning. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm a little disappointed by this tank. I wasn't expecting wonderful things with it, but I was expecting it to be better than it is. It's lackluster, poor armor. I think you have to play it like a low tier TD and try not to get too close to the action. The only time it's worth getting close is when you're in a higher tier game and you want to use your optics or your view range to influence the battle. In my book, otherwise you keep well back. You use that gun because even lower tier tanks will pen you, probably. Certainly through the arm, through the front and the side of this hull, because it's very, very weak. Now it does have some good gun depression, so that's another thing it can do, and then potentially use that frontal armour of the turret and the gun depression to sort of bounce a few shells. But I'm struggling with this thing, if I'm honest, and struggling to actually enjoy it. I don't mind having a losing record in any tank, but if I don't really enjoy playing it, and I've got a good crew. This is they're in their most of them are in their third skill, and heaven knows what it's like in a 75% crew, or I don't know, a no skill crew. So anyway, let's go and have a quick game and I'll show you what I think of it. Okay, so here we are on Sand River. It's we're defending, and it's a tier 7 match. I seem to get a tier 7 game in this tank so often. It's not funny. Yeah, I don't know whether it's just pure coincidence or what it is, but I seem to get a tier 7 game a lot. Probably around about 40% of the time. 50, yeah, maybe not 50%, but somewhere up around the high 40s. It's just been horrible. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, that wasn't far off. Problem with this tank is it has very little, very few shells. So I don't really want to waste shells by taking pot shots at long range, which is another major downer on this tank in my view. That was a pretty good shot from here, but it's not going to pen him. A lot of heavies out there. Okay. I would love to get forward, but again, this just isn't nimble enough. Well, it does look like they're just camping. Maybe we'll go and see what we can do. We have some pretty good view range after all. Oh, we managed to pen the OI experimental. Can we finish him off? No. Someone else got him. Oh, here we go. We left our perch a bit too soon. Let's get around. So you can see the aim time on this thing isn't great. It's okay, but it's not great. See if we can get some spots. Oh. Get down, get down, get down. Well, if that hasn't drawn arty fire, I don't know what will. So when you get a chance like this is beautiful. That's a low tier tank that I just ripped asunder. So where did that type go? I put some premium in because he's annoyed me by hitting me. Let's see what we can do. There's IS-2 up there somewhere. The enemy is still with 3 arty. I'm trying to light him up for the... oh, sugar. Well, I was trying to light him up for our arty to take apart, but the IS-2 then decided to have a look at me. But, you know, we did okay. It's a tier 7 game after all. Tier 7 game, it's always going to be really tough to do a huge amount, but we did alright. We did alright. Second class mastery, finished 4th on the team, 639 gross base XP, fired 17 shots, 8 of which hit. God blimey, I can't read. 6 of which penetrated for the 644 damage we did. We did 1,000 assistance damage, and that's why I think just putting the coated optics on this tank is a real way to go, because we were low tier there, and we still came out okay. Got 35, nearly 36,000 credits. Fired a little bit premium. Made a profit of 25,000 even after rebuilding the tank. With the premium bonus, we got 1,300 XP for my crew. So, you know, it's funny enough, I do better when it's in a high tier game. When I'm in a low tier game, I don't seem to have such a good game. So let's have another try, see what we can do. So here we are on Sand River. It's a tier 5 match, which is one of the better matchups you get. So I think I tended to get lots of tier 7 games, which is really frustrating because this tank isn't very good, and dealing with the tier 7 matchup is hard work. Anyway, I was going to go out down to the sort of JK line, but nobody else went that way. And there's one thing you learn in this game: do not go on your own anywhere, because you will get isolated and killed. It's one thing if you got loads of armor, but I don't. So anyway, I'm going to head up through this middle area instead, because it seems like all our guys seem to want to hide. And here comes an A20. What is he playing at? He puts one shot into me, I put one into him, and then he rams himself to death on me. Okay. But it actually gives me some nice cover, which is useful, because there's a lot of shots coming in and none of them seem to be able to hit me. Oh, there's a T-45, but he's docked back down before I can hit him. The Locust is running around like a loony as well. I think I've locked on there, but he's going so quick I can't risk a shot until he turns away or turns towards me, because the shell I'll never get, and I get tracked by the arty, which is a painful thing, getting tracked by your arties. Locust is flying around like a lunatic. What is he playing at? So we'll finish him off though. Oof, one. Ah, I didn't quite get him. Oh, that usual refrain that goes on in the game. Somebody gets killed, don't like it, and has to be a cheat. Has to be a cheat. Can't be the fact they played better than you. T-34 there is looking a little bit lonely. We might just have to say, how do you do? How about that? Well, how do you do? 107. We bounced his shot, so you can see I'm in a slightly hold down position. I can outload him before he fires again. Artie's launched a shell in but missed me, so that's good. T-34 was firing gold at me, only penned with one. Oh, there's an M4. Hello M4. Should have really tracked him there. That was not a great shot. I'm just keeping him... Oh, I was just trying to keep him aware, and so my arty could hit him, but instead I got hit by the and one-shotted. And that happens in this tank, I'm afraid, because it really isn't very good armor wise. So when you get hit by arty, it tends to do full value, unless they are silly and land it right on the front of the gun or the front of the turret. It's kind of yeah, it's just gonna go straight through and cause maximum damage. I had a game where I was hit by a Panzer IV, which was using the derp gun, and it hit me in the side, and the full value of the shell, something like 350 hit, ripped the guts out of this tank. It basically killed 3 of the crew, which was great, and wrecked the ammo rack and another module. I forget now what it was. So yeah, you are in trouble if you get hit by HE, whether that's a derp gun or whether that is artillery. So yeah, look at this Panzer 1C. He's cuddling the Lefebvre. That's nice. He got him in the end, but Lefebvre has pretty good armor against something like a machine gun on a 1C. So yeah. He's having a cuddle. That's kind of nice. So it looks like we won the game 12-4. Not the greatest game in the world, but you know, this tank is not the greatest tank in the world, if I'm honest. It's a little bit disappointing, a little bit underwhelming, and yeah, well, disappointing and underwhelming. I think that's kind of what... Whoa, look at that jump by the T-67. Nice job, guy. Nice guy. Nice job. So that was a third-class mastery. What do we get this one? Duelist, far for effect. And we finished up. We did okay. No, we did more than okay. We fought fourth on the team. 758 damage, 2 kills, 528 base HP, base experience even. Fired 9 shots, connected with 7 of them. And penetrated with all the 7 that we connected with, which has been a novelty in this tank for me. 4 shots received, 3 of which penetrated, and 1 didn't. What else? 120, only 120 spotting damage this time, but that's because we were mixing it up at that time, because we were actually pretty good tiering for that game. 30,000, just over 30,000 credits. After rebuild costs and everything else, 27,000. So you know, it makes pretty good credits for a tier 5 tank. We've got a personal reserve going, so if you take that off, we would have made just over 1,000 XP for a normal game. So yeah, so that is, oops, show him off. That is the TURÁN III Prototypus. I don't know. It's ugly. Can't say I much like it. Could I recommend it as a tank? Not really, no. I think you would be better off buying, if it becomes available again, this thing, the T25, than this. I just don't think it's got enough going for it, to be honest. But that said, it's, you know, for basic bundle it's £6. So if you're a collector or you just want to have a Hungarian tank in your garage, then knock yourself out. That's kind of what I did. Just don't be surprised if you have rubbish games in it, and certainly take advantage of its good spotting range to make sure and put on coated optics or binos or something. Coated optics is probably better. You are a medium and you are moving, or should be moving, so I would do that. But anyway, let me know what you think. Have you bought it? Do you like it? Do you think it's just a pile of poop? Let me know. This is GamerDom. Thanks for watching. Please consider giving this a like and maybe subscribe. And I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your games. Have fun. Remember, it's just a game. Don't take it too seriously. Oh, and happy birthday, World of Tanks. 5 years today. They opened in EU and I think also in North America. So yeah, happy birthday to you. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.